welcome to Versus. So today I am pairing two reboots to a dead genre, which kind of died out. I mean, it did die out about 3 years ago, and they rebooted them and brought them back to life. So let's get right down to it with Guitar Hero Live versus Rock Band 4. Okay, so we all know what Guitar Hero and Rock Band are. I don't really need to go over their backgrounds. They've been around since probably 2008, maybe even actually earlier, because Guitar Hero 1 came out when the PlayStation 2 was in full swing. So it was actually probably earlier, probably around 2002 or 3, right? So Guitar Hero came around first, and the company split and Harmonix was formed, and they started Rock Band. And they both companies made a ton of games, more than anyone cared to buy. Of course, I was a big fan, so I bought pretty much all of them. I think there's only a few that I missed. Rock Band, I always liked their DLC more. I bought all their DLC. I have over 500 songs for them on my old Xbox. Guitar Hero, I just kind of stuck with the disc content because they were good enough for me. There was just, I think right down to it, the reason they died out because there was too much. It was oversaturated the market, and they would release games without upgrading the graphics. So the graphics would stay the same for about 4 or 5 games, and it would be boosted up in the next one, and then they'd stay the same, and then it would be boosted up again. That was Guitar Hero's problem. Rock Band's problem is there was no variety in the game at all. So you would get the next game and it'd kind of be the same thing. You get the next game, it'd be the same thing. Get the next game, blah blah blah, etc. etc. And their little track packs they released every so often. I mean, it didn't even link to your main game. Sure, you could save all your songs to the next game for free, but you'd have to remake your characters, remake everything, plug in your, it was a hassle. So anyways, Rock Band and Guitar Hero, two very similar games in the old days, but they're two very different games now. And this versus might sound a little biased, but all of my facts are just that, they're facts. So please sit back and enjoy while I do this thing. So category 1. Category 1 is one of the most important things, which is the controller, because without it, there would be no rhythm games So I'll start with Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero's controller is very simple. It's a little bit smaller than what we're used to. The big difference is there's only 3 buttons. I'm sorry, there's 6 buttons, but there's only 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom of the neck. And it's actually towards the top of the neck. It's not like there's 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. There's 3 on the top part of the neck, of the top of the neck, and 3 on the bottom top part of the neck. I'm sure you understand. I'll probably put up a picture or something, because I can't really use gameplay for this, so I'm gonna just kind of do pictures with what I'm talking about. Those buttons, very hard to get used to, especially if you're a veteran player like me who's been playing for so long with just 5 buttons. So once in a while you will slip up and press the wrong thing, or you will press the wrong part of the guitar entirely, and it kind of hurts when you press the indents in the guitar, especially when you're trying to do like tap sections and you get hit the wrong part. It kind of hurts a little bit. So it's a little bit hard of a guitar. Your hands will get very tired very easily because they're doing things that you're not used to doing. But I'm sure once I build up the muscles, I will be good to go. For the rest of the guitar, the strum bar, it's a little loud, although all of Guitar Hero's guitars were really loud. The Guitar Hero 5 one was not, but it was such a shitty guitar because the strum bar lagged so much because they tried to soften it. It didn't work out at all, so they went back to the clackety clacks, which I'm okay with. I mean, I'm sure it will annoy someone around here, but I'm okay with that. You have your regular star power activation on the guitar, which is there's a bar at the bottom. You have the whammy bar, of course. New button on this guitar is the direct Guitar Hero TV button. So if you're in Guitar Hero TV, you can press that button. It'll take you to the menu of Guitar Hero TV. You'll be able to choose a song to play or switch a radio station. And of course, I'll talk about that stuff later. And then there's also a directional pad, or not pad, but it's more like a nub, I should say. Connecting it to the PS4 way easier than what you think it would be. There is a USB Bluetooth adapter. You plug that in, and then it just finds the guitar, and you're good to go. So pretty easy, pretty fast. Takes two AA batteries like most of them do. And it seems to be holding up well. Like I said, the only discrepancy is how hard between the buttons are, because if you miss, like I said, it kind of hurts when you miss. Other than that, I'm very satisfied with the guitar and how it feels. Rockband, pretty much the same guitar from Guitar Hero 3 and Guitar Hero 2. The buttons, they are soft clicks. There's hardly any indent between the keys. There's 5 keys on the top, 5 keys on the bottom for the tap notes. Not too many people use those. I usually suggest to use them for major hammer-on solos because you don't have to press the strum bar when using that one. But other than that, there's no really reason to use the ones at the bottom. The strum bar, not even noisy at all. Maybe a little hint of a click, but there's no real click. It's more like a soft click. So the strum bar is, it's nice. Whammy bar, same as all the other ones, except this one does seem to be sticking out a little bit more than the other Rock Band guitars. It does seem to stick out farther, so that could cause complications for people. As for the buttons on this guitar, there is, of course, the start button, which you have to press a few times to get to activate, and then there's also a share button on the guitar. Now, I didn't mention a share button on the Guitar Hero guitar because there is no share buttons on the Guitar Hero guitar. The entire game is actually copyrighted, and you're blocked from doing any live streaming, video broadcast, saving clips, saving screenshots, which is understandable. I don't care. The Rock Band stuff, it tells you that the scenes are blocked, but you still can record the Twitch and you still can take screenshots. But the share button on the guitar is in such a stupid place that I personally press the thing multiple times while I'm playing because that's where I rest my hand, is where the share button is. On all the other guitars, it was what your star power, you could activate your star power as a select button. Now it's that stupid share button, and I'm pressing it, and I'm doing something, and it will mess me up completely because it will pause the game, take me out. I'll have to go through and say, no, I don't want to share. I'll have to restart, and the song will have to recount down, and usually I'll just be messed up because I'm doing something, So that has annoyed me so much that I don't even care that my fingers hurt while playing Guitar Hero's guitar, okay? The share button on this guitar is so stupid and is so worthless because even if you do get something to upload to the YouTube or something, it's going to be copyrighted and taken down anyways, just like if you had done it with Guitar Hero, and you're not able to do that. So it's just stupid to have a share button on the guitar. It's stupid not to just put an activation button for star power, because you have to lift up on the controller and do all that stupid. And I never did the lift up thing. Now I have to get used to it because both guitars don't allow you to activate. Well, I guess, I'm sorry, the Guitar Hero one does, but the Rock Band one does not let you activate star power with a button. Now you have to lift up on the guitar every time. So if you're shifting position or barely even lifting up the guitar at all, it'll activate, which is highly annoying, especially when you don't mean to. So in the controller factory, you might be saying, well, what about the drums and the microphone? Well, the microphone is the same thing that you've had since day one of Rock Band, and the drum set is just pretty much the same as the other, the drum set from the last game. It might be a little bit more muted though. I don't have one, so I'm not able to test it, so that's why I'm only comparing the guitars. And in the guitar category, I would really rather play the Guitar Hero guitar, because sure, it makes a little bit more noise, sure, the buttons they have more indents in between, they have things that stick out of the buttons, but at least I'm not having the pause gameplay, and I'm not having to lift up and use the star power, and I'm more comfortable with it. I am a guitar player myself, and the buttons are in a better place for me, and hey, it's different, and I wanted something different with these two games, and right now, Guitar Hero, it just changed their whole game around with this controller, so Guitar Hero does get the point in the controller category. Category number 2. Category number 2 is a new category that I had to put in, and it is marketing. um, and the reason I put this in is because I'll start with Rockband. Harmonix has made some terrible, terrible, terrible choices in their business practices and their marketing. First things first, they signed their life away to Xbox and Microsoft, so all their commercials are Xbox exclusive. All their DLC was Xbox exclusive. So they had 30 free songs if you pre-ordered Rock Band on the Xbox. 30 free songs, all new, all never played, never put into a Rock Band before. They put them in there for free for the Xbox people. And they screwed the PS4 people because the PS4 songs were all Harmonix bands, which are bands that are made inside the company that designed the game, Harmonix. And they're all free Harmonix bands that already have been on either games or downloadable content in the past. So you're not getting new songs, you're getting 30 bullshit songs. And most of the songs aren't even that good. The only bands that came from Harmonix that are actually okay, there's one called Father Octopus, there's one called Bang Camaro, and there's another one called Anarchy Club. And those are the only playable bands in the DLC, free DLC they had for you. So not only was the PS4 people screwed just because they did not have the correct console, we were also screwed because now we have to buy those songs if we want them. So take that as you will. For me, that just seems like a really shitty thing to do. And I hate how everything's console exclusive now. I know a lot of the games actually coming out in the near future aren't doing that, but this is the nail in the coffin for me. Console exclusive DLC is just stupid, stupid, stupid. It's a stupid idea. It makes the people who have the opposite console, it punishes people for having the other console. It's like, I know you guys have a deal with Xbox, but come on, give us something, you know? So, I mean, the marketing of Rock Band is everywhere. Hulu, TV, YouTube, it's all, best to play on Xbox. Xbox. Yeah, it's stupid. Where's Guitar Hero being advertised? Well, they're advertising on Facebook, of course, because they have their Facebook page. And they're advertising a little bit on the radio because they had this concert for the release of Guitar Hero, and it's also tied in with something else. That's it. The pre-order exclusive, you got a 30-day free trial to Pandora, which I'm not going to use, and you also got $10 free in Guitar Hero cash. And if you pre-order from GameStop, you also got $10 extra. So all in all, I would rather have had the same 30 songs as Xbox, even if they weren't the new ones, even if they were the Harmonix ones. I would rather have that happen than having them get all the new songs for free and us get all the shitty songs for free. So that's why Guitar Hero once again does it in the marketing category. Category number 3. Category number 3 is setlist, and this is pretty important to, I think, everyone. The set lists for both games are very extensive. Guitar Hero does have more variety in it. It includes pop songs, rap songs, hip-hop, metal, of course, R&B, alternative, punk, rock, classic rock, everything from Katy Perry to The Who. They have it on there. Some of the songs are repeats from older Guitar Heroes. I know The Killers' When You Were Young is on there, and The Rock Show by Blink-182. But those are kind of like fan favorite ones, and I don't really mind that. They also have a lot of songs that appeared on other games, like the Rock Band games. They have the Won't Get Fooled Again, and I'm drawing a blank right now because I haven't gotten to the songs yet, but I know there's a few that have been already released on the older games, which is okay. Because it's different. It's a different kind of thing. It's a different controller. It's a different world. It's just, it's the same song. And they have so many other variant songs on there that it kind of overshadows the fact that they kind of reuse some songs. You know what I'm saying? So Guitar Hero setlist, like I said, very varied. Uh, Everyone who picks up the game will find a song they like, so that's nice. Rock Band, they didn't really go into the hip hop rap category, but they did pull some country songs into this game, which is, it's okay to me. I don't really like country. Excuse me. But they also decided to cut 10 songs from their set list and throw on 10 harmonics bands. And the 10 songs from harmonics are the worst. Let me name a few. You got Pistol Whipped by Tijuana Sweetheart. You have Dream Genie by Lightning Bolt. Oh. You have I mean, it's 10 or 8 harmonics bands that could have been just other songs. You know what I'm saying? They decided to put these stupid harmonics bands that aren't good songs at all, put them on this game. I mean, they're not good to mediocre, I should say. Okay, I'm not gonna want to play them more than twice, especially not Dream Genie and all those other fucking shitty ones. I'm sorry for swearing. But they just who I don't know. I'm gonna talk about some other things in the future, which is gonna add to this about what harmonics did. But for right now, Guitar Hero definitely winning the setlist battle. I mean, I don't care that there's rap and R&B and hip hop and Katy Perry and pop songs. I don't care. What I care about is that they actually took the time. They piled their list together. They got bands that people like from all different genres, and they put it in there. And they didn't put anything stupid like their own in-house bands. So that's why they get a point. Next is Category 4. Category 4 is graphics versus reality. And I couldn't do one that simply said graphics because Guitar Hero doesn't really have any graphics. The only graphics that are in Guitar Hero, there's a few animations that pop up while you're doing the Guitar Hero TV stuff. And they look pretty sweet for what they are, even though they only show up for like 5 seconds. There's like one that's guitar strings kind of going across the screen like a webbing. There's also another one that's like a skull mountain. It's kind of cool. But there's really no graphics in the game other than the main menus and stuff like that. What Guitar Hero really, really, really outshines every other game in is the reality of it. From the get-go, you start in the backstage tuning with a producer or a sound technician, and you play a few things, get warmed up, calibrate your system, kind of learn where the notes are on the guitar. Then you go out, you go through the backs of the stages, you go out on stage, you do some things with the audience. Everyone else in the band interacts with you and the audience as well. Throughout the songs, if you're doing sucky, the crowd and the band reacts to how you're doing. If you're doing good, the crowd and the band reacts to how you're doing. It's really immersive, really great, really cool. It feels awesome to be playing. And it's not the whole game. The whole game isn't this live stuff. It's kind of like half and half. It's half the multiplayer stuff and half the live stuff. And it really, really shows how much effort they put into the game and how much money they actually threw at this game to make it good. And I really appreciate that they got all these actors, all these actresses, all of them together. They made it feel like a real, true experience. Even though you're only playing a plastic guitar, it still feels really cool to play with a massive crowd, and they're all cheering you on, and people jump up on stage and dance, and security has to push them off, and the lead singer dives into the audience, and it's cool. It's cool to watch. Rock Band graphically looks the same as like a Rock Band 2. So we're not talking a big upgrade in graphics. Character animations are all robotic. I find it hard to believe that they would still allow things to morph through their characters' bodies, or sometimes you'll see their feet under the stage. They'll be morphing through the stage. Some of them will be just. I had one last week. The bass player was in the amplifier, like actually in the amp playing his bass, so you only saw the top of his head and the guitar outside of it. All the time, the drummer's sticks go through their bodies. All the time, people's beards and things that they're wearing on their clothes goes through their bodies, phases through their bodies. They still don't have straps, which has been something I was hoping they would put into this one. Um, and all in all, it just looks fake. Even down to the expressions that the characters make. There's one expression that they all do at one point in time where they smile, and the smile is so creepy that it just throws me off. I'm like, what the hell was that? So it kind of looked like a cross between the Joker smile and a Joker smile. It's so bad. I don't even know where to start. It just seems so sloppy. The game is put together so sloppily, and the graphics aren't even upgraded that much from another one. The gems that come across the highway, they don't look good at all. The game really suffers in the graphics department, and that's why Guitar Hero gets another point for graphics versus reality. Reality wins out over the graphics that Rock Band put into their game. If Rock Band had put great graphics into the game, and Guitar Hero Live had been less of a good experience with the live crowds, Rock Band would have won. But instead, they didn't upgrade their graphics, and these animations are just so stupid. And the cutscenes, you know how you have the little cutscenes in the background on the Rock Band games where they're doing things, they don't match up. They never did match up, which always annoyed me. So one time, there's a map in Rock Band 3 where there's a castle, and you'll see the guitar player, he's on the castle for a second, then they'll zoom down to the stage, or they'll click to the stage, and it will be him, the guitar player, playing, on the stage. And it does the same thing in this one. When the guitar player will be on the extended platform for the stage, and he'll be in the front, and he'll be playing, and all of a sudden, switch to another scene, he'll be by the drums playing in the matter of a second. So that's why Guitar Hero wins. With that. Category number 5. Category number 5 is multiplayer. And I'm going to make this really easy for you people. Guitar Hero wins because it has multiplayer. Rock Band does not have any multiplayer at all. They said they might patch it in, and this is going to tie into everything that I've been bitching about Rock Band so far, because Harmonix put out the announcement, we might patch it in, we don't have the funds to run the servers right now. And that just annoys me. A company comes out and says that. Why are you making a game? One of the sole reasons I still played Rock Band up to the day it died was because I could play with my friends who were all around the United States, and I could play with them and I could play the songs with them. We all upgraded to the PlayStation 4. Guess what? There's no multiplayer anymore. And I'm not going to pay, $10 a month for my Xbox to be back on live. So we're screwed. There's no way to play with your friends on Rock Band. There's no multiplayer at all. There's not even a score thing, that goes out to the other people who play. There's no score battles or anything. So not only did they screw up in that, because not everyone has 4 to 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9, a million friends to invite to their house and play Rock Band with, and not everyone has the funds to play with the whole band kit, and I feel like they just, I don't know what they did. They just decided that, what, we're gonna keep the Here's the stupidest thing I was about to get to. They still have servers up for Rock Band 1 through 3 for multiplayer. Shut that shit down! And, really? So, it doesn't matter how good Guitar Hero's multiplayer it is, because Guitar Hero wins because it has multiplayer. And I'll go over it a little bit with you guys. Guitar Hero multiplayer is called Guitar Hero TV. You play with about 10 people and do score duels with them. Try to get the best score out of the group. And depending on rank you have, you'll get more coins for spending on play tokens, which allow you to play whatever song you want when you want to. Because normally you log into Guitar Hero TV and you play a radio station to whatever genre you want to play. And it'll just be random. So there'll be songs from the disc, there'll be songs for downloadable content. So there's no way to actually buy the songs. There's just ways to play certain ones you want with the play tokens, which is I know pay to play. This one isn't really pay to play because you can pay to get the, the tokens and stuff. But playing the guitar and playing the multiplayer, you get more than enough coins to get your share of play tokens, okay? Right now I have 36. I've only played an hour of multiplayer. So, even though it's kind of like a pay-to-play thing, it's not because you don't really even need to spend your play tokens because the songs will all come up eventually in your radio station. And no, there is no way to invite your friends to come play with you, but you can play on the same radio station at the same time. You'll just be going up against 10 different people, but you'll just be playing the same songs because all the radio stations are the same throughout the time zone you're in, I would guess. So it doesn't matter that Guitar Hero, the multiplayer is a little bit less than I thought it would be, because at least it has it. And eventually, I'm sure Rock Band will put something out for multiplayer, but by then, I don't know if I'm even going to be even wanting to play it. So hands down, Guitar Hero gets the point for multiplayer. Category 6. Category 6 is innovation. And simply what this is just what they did with the game to make it different from their predecessors. And yes, this is the reboot of both of the games. This is the reboot of the genre, and I don't think the genre is going to last as long as it did before. I'm pretty sure it's going to last about a year maybe, and then it will go away again. So, I just got a phone call, so now it's like I'm all jumbled now. So I'll just kind of restart. Innovation, we all know what it means. So I'll start with Guitar Hero, because actually I'm going to start with Rock Band, because that's the first game I played in the reboot in the two. So Rock Band, what did they do to innovate their game? We already said that they did not upgrade the graphics, they did not put multiplayer, they did not do really anything in those aspects. As for the game functions, they put in a new voting system, so now you can vote on songs that are randomly queued for your band to play in a set list. They also put in encores and audience requests, but for some reason audience requests always seem to come in on the fourth or the third song in your set list, no matter what. So if you're doing a 4 set list, it'll always come up on the fourth one. If you're doing a 3 set list, it'll always come up on the third one. It's ridiculous. Also, every time you get one of those vote things, I want to say 90% of the songs of the 5 that you can pick from are all harmonics bands, and then there's a more button. Press the more button, and I've done this at least 15 times in a row at one point. I would always get 5 new harmonics bands. I don't want to play that shit. I don't want to play that shit. So their algorithm must be a little bit off. Actually, I'm gonna just put it out there. They probably did this on purpose, because I have well over enough songs to put more than just the 5 that I keep showing up for these stupid bands, and it's really annoying. What else did Rock Band do to innovate? Well, they put in new freestyle soloing. Not only is this a waste of time, but it is for the people who don't really want to try at the rhythm games. They don't want to try and master the solo. They don't want to try. It's more for people who just kind of want to play. And Rock Band focused on these people who are lazy and they don't feel like doing anything extremely hard. So that's why if you talk to a person through Facebook or something like that, they're all gonna be like, "Oh, I love Rock Band. The freestyle guitar solos are so easy." Yeah, it's easy. You don't want to challenge yourself? Come on. So not only do I not use those, I turned them off before even trying to play a freestyle solo, and I turned them back. I turned it on for one song just to kind of get the vibe. It's dumb. It's stupid. Every solo you play will sound the same no matter what buttons you press. Most of the solos don't even sound right. What they do for the drums for innovation. They said there was going to be a count-off system, but I have not seen that anywhere or heard anyone talking about it. So obviously it was cut from the game. They put in the new charted drum fills. You can still do your own drum fills by turning that off, but they also you can turn it on and do their pre-made drum fills, which never line up, which never match up, which never sound good. So you might as well just do your own, because at least you'll have the freedom to do what you want and activate your star power, which was the whole point of the drums. It was the drums was to do your own thing with the fills. That was my favorite part of doing the drums. Whenever I had star power, I was like, yes, I can do a drum fill, and I'd do a drum fill, and it would sound either good or bad, depending on how I was playing the song. So not only that, but they also dumbed down the game, so it's easier to get your 5 stars, easier to get gold stars on most songs. Some songs I don't understand. I get 99% on them or better, 100%, and you don't get gold stars because you didn't use the star power at the right point, but I always use the star power at the point. I don't understand. It's just bullshit. There's one song called oh, I forget the name of it, but it's the last song on the list. I think it's called like Your Love or something. And I went through the whole song 100% until the solo came up, and I missed one note in the solo, and I didn't get the gold stars. Or REM, the one that I love, is on this game on Rock Band, and it I didn't get gold stars because I missed one note in the beginning of the damn song. But all the other songs I've been getting gold stars on, even the hardest ones. So it's bullshit how they set it up. So that's Rock Band. Guitar Hero innovation. The whole game is new. It's all different. Yes, there's still a campaign mode, but hell, it is not the same campaign you're normally used to, because there's live people. It's all live. Multiplayer is all different. You're playing with music videos. You don't have to see those stupid animations, or they don't have to waste their time doing that, so that they can focus on the core mechanics of the game. And that's why do I really need to even explain all the different things Guitar Hero has innovated on? The controller, the game, the live stuff, the Guitar Hero TV, the radio stations, the set list, the everything. It's new, it's innovative, and that's why Guitar Hero gets another point. So let's go down the scoreboard right now. We have 6 points for Guitar Hero and 1 category left, which is number 7, which is usually what I call the tiebreaker one, and that's overall satisfaction. I think this category pretty much explains itself, but category 7, overall satisfaction, which game am I most satisfied with? And I think this goes without a saying, I am overly satisfied with Guitar Hero Live, simply because they cut out the bullshit. They didn't market the game like assholes. The setlist is varied, and it's made for everyone. The live stuff, the GoPro stuff is so awesome. The crowd reacts to what you're doing. The bandmates react to what you're doing. Everyone interacts with you. The multiplayer, it might not be the best multiplayer I've ever played, but it is still fun to do, fun to play along with the music videos, and fun to test your scores against random people across the radio station you're playing on. And number 6, most importantly, the innovation is there. It's called a reboot for a reason. You change things, you reboot the game, and you try and make it better. And Rock Band just did not do any of that. Rock Band's controller is okay, it's good, but the share button just annoys me so much that it lost the point. The marketing strategy for Rock Band is just so shitty, favoriting one console over the other simply because they got a business deal. The set list for Rock Band filled with harmonics bands and the 30 free harmonics songs for PlayStation. The graphics now upgraded all. Nothing new there. Animations all fake looking and stupid. The cinematics don't line up. No multiplayer at all, which is the biggest stab in the back, and there's just no innovation. There's nothing really new that really pops out at me and says, yes, I would love to play this game because of ... I cannot say that to Rock Band. And I've been a lover of Rock Band and a lover of Guitar Hero since they've come out. And Rock Band just fell to the ground. It's dead to me now. I will never buy another Rock Band game again. So yes, it is a one-sided versus, but I think this video had to be made to slap the people out of their little la-la land, because, hey, sure, there's a lot of people who want the easy way out and they don't want really any changes at all, but I'm a person who was bored with the Rock Band and Guitar Hero games because they were too easy for me. Even the Warriors of Rock game, even the hardest song on Rock Band 3 was not challenging enough, and now I have something to challenge myself with relearning the game, doing more of an actual quote-unquote guitar kind of thing, and it speaks to me. It's better. So that's why Guitar Hero trumps Rock Band for in this versus episode. So thank you for listening. If you want to subscribe to the channel, we also have what's called the Rant on here, which is actually the channel name, where we just talk about random things for about 30 minutes and we see where it goes. Sometimes people get angry, you know how it is. Other than verses, we also have 5-minute reviews, which Robert does. They're quick, they're clean. It gives a lot of information in a little bit of amount, a little amount of time. So go check those out if you want to. He's got like 5 or 6 up there now. If you really like listening to my voice, you can check out my podcast on my own personal channel, which is called Jarsh's Opinion. The podcast is called Jarshcast. I talk about everything. I do game reviews, some personal things, some world things. Mostly it's just for gaming and comic books. I also have a Left 4 Dead series on there, which is just random videos. I also have the biggest thing on my channel, which is YouTube haikus. Those a lot of people love. And, of course, I also have the 3-second reviews on there, which is short, sweet, to the point. Though they may be over, I will be uploading some every now and then. So, like I was saying, if you like the video, like it. If you really want to, you can subscribe to this channel. If you don't like it, you can press the dislike button, and I will compare you to Polka Dot Man.